We have one final segment here before we let everybody go, and my thanks to Graveyard Apostles and the comics, and Reno took her seat back.
I took my seat back.
I think Andrew did amazing with
Yes,
the fact
he-
that
yes,
he just did his thing.
Yes, he did.
See,
I
that was the
was
whole
wondering
point.
where you went.
That was my whole point of doing this today, to see if we could get people to step up and jump into the pool. Kevin Sieg is going to play one final song for us at the end of this segment.
You guys hear me?
Yes, I got you. So let's talk about this fight. Last weekend, we were out at Bellator. Old Reno got to go to the weigh-in.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
did
talking
you-
about UFC last night.
Oh,
man.
yes,
That
we
was-
can
Wait, let's talk
about
about
that,
the
Okay,
weigh-in.
you want to talk about Bellator?
The weigh-in was lovely. Oh, and I got to meet somebody. I got to meet Chris Harris, and he is gorgeous. He is gorgeous. Yes, and he is engaged, right? Or is he's in a relationship?
She sounds disappointed.
Man, she's really mad about that right now.
She's like,
She already hates that woman. She's like, no, I can't stand that broad. No.
I'm like, whenever, like, when it doesn't work out, no, that's horrible. But I'm
She's like,
single.
I'll be there to pick up the pieces, Chris. I'll be there.
He is hot.
I'll be there to pick up
I had
the
to get a
pieces.
few pictures. I think you got a few pictures of me dang near melting.
Drooling is the word I'm looking for. I had to,
God
I had to hold
heaven.
a bib under her mouth. It was like, calm down, child.
And it's cool though because I know where he goes to the gym at. So
Stock.
Of course, she's gonna stalk
Stalker
him now,
tendencies.
Andrew.
I
Just
know
got
where he
revealed.
works out at.
Now we know why she wants to talk about Bellator. She don't want to talk about. She wants to talk about
Go sneak
dudes that she saw there.
No, Kevin,
That's what's going
I
on.
won't sneak in the shower with him. I mean, unless he asks me to. I mean, I'm just saying.
And when you sneak
Wow.
in, and I asked to wash your back, none of this.
Like
How
the
did I
commercial.
get here? Who are you?
Don't
Just
ask questions.
yes or no.
You're gonna
Stop asking questions.
you're gonna get nasty nasty Facebook posts now from Mr. 2000 now that you've
You know, we don't want to
Man.
go there. No, it'll be subliminal. So that's how that'll work.
Man.
so it'll be like
It'll be subliminal.
so I don't get on my show and talk about washing MMA fighters' backs.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like,
People be
Man.
like,
okay.
what are you saying?
Like, wait,
What is going on here, these perverts? But yeah, you know what though, man?
Andrew is the only legitimate broadcaster in this building, and we are ruining his reputation as we speak.
So fast, dude. It's fucked up,
The
bro.
KAB is going to come back and take the awards back. They've never done that ever. But on this occasion,
I will never, ever, as long as I live, be able to get a real job now, thanks to fucking James.
and then there's...
I don't want to say what station I'm on
That's right.
because I have to go back. No, I'm.
He's got to go back tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's actually a radio station locally in Wichita,
In Wichita.
which thankfully there aren't a lot of people who listen. So
Yes.
Wow, we're trying
I'm
to
not tarnished.
get people to listen. My God, man.
My God, man.
We're trying
No,
to
it's
get
95.9 FM K-Sun Radio in Wichita. I host a sports broadcasting program, the Full Court Press, and in which I do not use such vulgar language. And I'm very proper and respectful to everybody. And this battery is dying.
Yes. Well, we're about at the end
Can
of the show.
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
All right, boom.
Good.
So I just got to get this out. I mean, UFC
Go. Last night, Conor McGregor loses. Misha Tate wins.
takes it home. And you know what's funny?
ruins the big money fight between
Holm
Ronda
and
Holm.
Rousey. But you want to know what I think is legitimately going to have to happen? I think that Holm and Rousey are still going to have to fight. And I think legitimately fans don't want to see Rousey just get another title shot when she hasn't fought anybody else.
Yep.
And so I think that not only before I thought, okay, she got to fight one person before she gets to Holm. Now I literally believe that
She's gonna have
if
to.
fans want to be legitimized with her again, she'll have to fight a fight with Singano or somebody like that again. Then she'll have to fight Holm, and then she'll have to fight whoever the next champion is. I mean, seriously, I think it's going to take her a couple of fights now, because otherwise fans are going to know you just gave this title shot to her because she's Ronda Rousey. And you're going to flip the fan base, and they're going to hate her. I
Yeah.
mean, they already have problems with her as it is. I mean, she talked about having suicidal thoughts, for crying out loud, and people are like, well, she's a crybaby, and so if anything gets handed to her, that's just going to make people hate her. I mean, that'll be the end of it. There'll be no more popularity for her at all, and she won't be a good women's champ. But I don't think Homeboys either. I mean, you watched the fight last night. She just didn't know how to be a champion. I mean, how many interviews have you seen of Holly Holm since she's been champion?
Well, that too.
Is she? Now, right now, how much do you know about Holly Holm more than you know now? What you know about Holly Holm is she grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. She beat Ronda Rousey, and she got beat by Tate. I mean, that's legitimate.
That's it. That's all you know.
That's what you know about Holly Holm. And when she was defending the title last night, she looked good for rounds 1, 3 and 4, most of 5. But she was kind of doing almost like a boxer would defend the title. And that is move around the ring, throw jabs, make the challenger bring the fight to you. But that's not how it works in MMA. They expect you to still take the fight to that individual, even as champion. And she didn't do that last night very well. And in the time when she really let her guard down, Tate took advantage of it both times and beat her with her ground game and proved that Holm is basically a one-trick pony. And if she can't beat you standing up with her fists and fighting you like a boxer, if you get her on the ground, she can beat you. And I think that probably gave Rousey an even more incentive that, okay, I can get her down. Because that's what Rousey does. I mean, she's Gracie Jiu-Jitsu all the way.
Yeah.
That's the strength of her game. So I feel like if Rousey is able to get back to herself, she could beat Holm. I really do. And I think the first one may have been a fluke. We'll find out. But I think it's amazing, though, that Tate my call of it was last night was this. My take was if Tate would have lost to Holm last night, that would have been it. I mean, she would have never got another title shot.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go for it twice and lose both times and get a third time. It's just not how it works in professional sports. Yeah. And, especially in that particular setting, I mean, you get 1 or 2 opportunities and then that's it. After that,
it's like a one and done.
Yeah, exactly. You're just that person who ends up going 34-10 or something like that, and you won a whole bunch of fights, but you were never champ. Yeah. I mean, that's just what it is. You never work your way back into contention because, none of them are getting any younger. I mean, you look at Chuck Liddell, after that guy was champ, I mean, he went around beating a lot of guys up, but, he never had that supremacy ever again. So, I mean, that's the way that I look at it, and with the McGregor fight, I think, first of all, I think it's amazing the way that he's handled it. After the fight, I'm humble in defeat and in victory. He in a post-fight interview talked about how great Nate really handled the blows that he threw at him, and said, look, if that had been anybody else, I'd have knocked him a long time ago. But, I mean, Bloody Diaz coming at him and refused to back down, and there's always that one guy that pushed you to the limit, and Nate Diaz was that guy. I mean, he took Conor McGregor all the way. And, wasn't a mistake for McGregor to go to weight classes? I don't think so. I think he just ran into a guy who knew how to handle him and wasn't going to take a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, at the weigh-in, everything that happened, Diaz was that guy who just couldn't wait to close his mouth. And, I'm still a McGregor fan. I still think McGregor's nasty. But, man, quarter of the night had to go to Nate Diaz. And he said, hey, I ain't surprised, motherfucker. I mean, he took it to him, man. And, I mean, as bloody as he was, as cut up as he was, he just kept coming at him. He slapped him a couple times in the course of that fight. Let him have it with his right hand like a pimp. Just, put powder on it and everything and bap, let him have it.
Like a pimp.
I'm telling you, and Diaz was bleeding so hard, it looked like he was having his period. But just, I'm telling you, Diaz was profusely bleeding. Anybody who saw it,
KAB right there, Rena.
Wow.
Anybody, I'm telling you, man.
But no, I know what you're saying.
Anybody who saw that fight, man, knew that he was bloody as hell. I mean, it looked like a WWE match, but it was real life. I was bloodied and beaten, and came back and won that fight, legitimately choked out Conor McGregor, legitimately made him tap out. How many guys could have done that? Legitimately taken those kinds of punches and that kind of a beating at any weight class and been able to win the fight.
Well, that wraps it up for today, Reno. How do we get a hold of you online?
You can go to Reno Rain. That's ReenoReyn. I'm on Twitter and Facebook.
And Andrew.
You can find me the Full Court Press on Facebook. Andrew Duncan, my initial page. You can find me on Twitter at DrewDuncan83. So yeah.
Oh, you can also follow me on Snapchat, Reno32. Just saying.
Just saying.
Me. I do crazy
I don't want people
stuff.
to find me on Snapchat.
Now, Kevin, as we go, I want you to play us out. Or as Bill O'Reilly says, I don't know what it means to play us out. You've been involved in television for how many years? You know what that means? Okay. Go.